Today I want to talk to you about how to divide fractions using models. So I have two examples here. I have a whole number and a fraction, and then I have two fractions. So for both of these, we're going to set up a model. So I'm going to make a bar model. When I make my bar model, my first number in my problem always goes on top here. And my bottom number is the second number in my problem. So then I have to think about what this question is really asking us. So 4 divided by 1/8 is actually asking us how many groups of 1/8 are in 4. So now when I think about the whole number 4, I'm thinking about 4 of these long 1 fraction bars like we've used in class. So 4 of these total. So I'm going to break my model here into 4 parts. So each part would be one of these red bars. So then I always bring my lines down. Now I have to think about, in one of these red bars, how many eighths go into one of these red bars? Well, there are 8 eighths in one. So each one of these has to have 8 parts in it. So these each stand for 1/8. You don't have to try and write this in, but just so that you understand that each one of these stands for 1/8. Then the same thing goes for these. So these are all 8 parts as well. So then, again, back to my original question, how many groups of 1/8 are in 4? So I'm going to go all the way to the end to my 4 here. So I'm going to circle my groups: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So my quotient then to the problem 4 divided by 8 is 32. There are 32 groups of 1/8 in 4. Now, when we deal with a fraction divided by a fraction, it's a little bit different because I'm only looking at one of these sections. I don't have a whole number, so I'm just looking at this bar as my only one. So I'm going to draw my model again. But remember, it's going to be much different than this one because this was 1 here. And if I'm thinking about this, I'm just going to draw this on so you can see it. This whole thing is 1. So this is what this is. All right, because I'm only dealing in fractions, so I don't have anything larger than 1. So again, I'll write my fractions next to my model. And this is asking me how many groups of 1/8 are in 3/4. So again, I'm looking at my 1, but now I'm looking at fourths. So I have to think about how many fourths fit into 1. Well, there are 4 fourths in one whole, so I'm going to break this into 4 parts. So this would be a fourth, 1/4, and 1/4. Bring my lines down. Then I have to think about how many eighths are in that one whole, like we did on the last problem. But last time we took our 1/8 because this was my one whole and put them all in here like this. This time we're not doing that. Remember, this 1 bar stands for this entire chart. So I'm looking at 1/8 spread, my eighths spread across the entire bottom of the model. So I break this whole thing into 8 parts. So these are all 1/8. And that makes sense because if I'm looking at 1/4, 2 1/8 go into 1/4, which is exactly what my model is showing here. So now I need 3 of these fourths. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to stop circling right here. It's going to be my stopping point. Now I'm going to circle groups of 1/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So my quotient to this problem would be 6. Now I want to show you with a number line how it works. So I'm going to skip down. Number line is somewhat the same. So first, what is this really asking us? It's asking us how many groups of 1/4 are in 3. So when I look at my problem, when I have to use a number line, the first number is always where I'm going to put my dot. It's my ending point. So I'm going to put my dot on the 3. And then this number is what I'm counting groups of. So counting groups of. Now, if I look at this number line, it's in whole numbers. However, each tick mark on this number line, there are 4 parts between the 0 and the 1, so that each stands for 1/4. 1 is 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, 8/4, 9/4, 10/4, 11/4, and 12/4. So now, just like I did before with the bar graph, I'm going to do the same thing with the number line. I'm going to circle groups of 1/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So my quotient for this one would be 12. All right, I want to show you one more. I want to look at this one, 1/2 divided by 2/8. So what is this really asking us? Again, how many groups of 2/8 are in 1/2? So I'll set up my model just like before. I have 2 fractions, so I'm thinking of this whole thing as 1. So when I think about the whole number 1, there are 2 halves in that, a half and a half. And then for eighths, I have to break this whole thing into eighths, so each of these will have 4 sections. So these will all be eighths. So now I need 1/2, so I just need to this point. However, when I look at this, I'm now circling groups of 2/8, not just 1/8. So when the number isn't 1 in the numerator, I have to pay attention to how many groups I'm circling. So I'm circling 2/8 every time. So 1 group, 2 groups. So how many groups of 2/8 are in 1/2? My answer is 2. And that is how you divide fractions using models.